Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Clintonville Slasher. I am your host, Lurch Frankenwilks, and happy Saturday. Like I said, this entire month of February is all going to be about love stories. So today, I want to talk about this film called Final Girl. Now, it takes place um, where the movie starts off with a guy named William, and he's talking to this little girl named Veronica. Veronica's parents just died, and William is asking her questions of how she feels about that. And she says, well, people die. And he's like, well, okay. Well, and he gives her like this map, like a labyrinth, like a maze to finish. And she finishes this maze and goes through it. Then he goes, well, how would you like to come with me and be, be very special, a very special person? And she's like, well, do I get to have ice cream? He's like, you can have all the ice cream you want. So then they grow up, and Veronica is now older. And so now Veronica's older. He's teaching her more and more tricks about how to do this mission. And she has to learn how to like not fight with shoes on. She's going to learn how to like adapt to the surroundings and learn how to like disarm firearms and like just basically training her to be this assassin. Now she's training to fight these four different guys: Jameson, Danny Boy, Vince, and there's another guy, I can't remember his name, but the four of them all dressed in tuxedos. And what they do is they go around and they hunt down these girls, and they meet them at this like this malt shake shop. It's like it's like a diner. And during that time, the four of them are sitting there and they're having this conversation. And he sees Jameson, who actually is Bjorn Ironside from Vikings. Andrew Ludowick, I murdered that guy's name. I don't know how to say it. Anyway, he sees this blonde haired girl and he goes up to her and talks to her and says, how would you like to have the night of your life? Meet me here on Saturday at 8:00. And so she meets him on Saturday, and she gets in the car. The four of them go to a party, and they chase her down and they kill her. And so then when Veronica and William, they're like trying to like scout these four guys out. So they see that they're at this shop, and she goes in there and notices one of them has a girlfriend. So he tells her, she goes in there and they have this conversation about love and what they respect about each other and what they like about each other, like in their own relationships. And so they get up and they leave, and Veronica sits in the diner one night, and Jameson comes up to her because he sees that she's blonde hair, she's really pretty, and he wants to get to know her. So he tells her the same shit, come to this place and we'll get to know each other. So now I told you, like, this is like a love story. Well, there is one weird, gross, like, love triangle in this, and I guess it does count. But one of the guys, I believe his name is Vince, has a very gross, odd relationship with his mom. And it's very weird, and it gets gross after that. I mean, like, I don't know if she was actually his mom or they were just doing this weird thing. So they pick him up. It shows the guy Jameson going to pick up all four of these guys from their homes, and like Danny Boy's like the funny guy, and there's a couple of dudes that are serious, and then they end up picking up Veronica and telling her they're going to this like party. So they go to the party and they end up playing mailbox baseball on the way. They get to the spot and they start going, well, they're like, there's a bunch of chairs in the woods there, and they're telling her like, well, we got to play this game. Now we got to play like truth or dare. So they play truth or dare, but they have to pick him out of this grab bag. One of the dares is for her to be tied up. So they end up getting her to tie her hands behind her back. And slowly it turns into like the dares go into like die. And that was her dare. And he said, and then they kind of reveal themselves to these crazy lunatics that want to go around and like kill people. And they kidnap girls, and they call it hunting. So these kids, they're kidnapping all these girls. And then they're taking them hunting, and they basically hunt her down. They don't realize that Veronica has been training for this because she's an assassin, right? So she takes them all out one by one. She fucks up Danny Boy first, and she fucking plants the axe into his chest. She beats the shit out of like the other guy with a baseball bat. But like earlier in the movie, I got to go back to this part, but earlier in the movie, she was they were doing this training shit, and he drugged her with this weird like mixture of shit that makes her hallucinate to her darkest fears. Well, while they're sitting there playing the game before Veronica gets her fucking hands tied behind her back, she gets she ends up making the same cocktail and hand it to each boy, and they drink it and they get fucked up, and that's like their worst fears, and that's how she basically takes them out, except for Jameson, because he doesn't drink it. But then she ends up like force feeding him after they get in this gnarly fucking fist fight. They beat the holy fuck out of each other, and it's really, really good. And so she dumps the fucking liquor down his throat. He wakes up like with a noose tied around his neck, and his one fear is all the girls he's hunted coming after him. So that's what happens. All the ghosts of all the girls are like walking out towards him and like scaring him, and he like ends up she had put him in a noose sitting on this like plank, like this like piece of wood, like a tree stump, and he is just like teetering on this thing, about to like fall over. And all the ghosts come up to him, and that's what scares him, and he ends up falling off and hanging himself. And then William walks up, he says, you did a really good job, and so that's good job. And then the movie ends. My issue with this film is not that it was a bad story, but it didn't make any fucking sense. There was a lot of unanswered questions. First of all, who the fuck is William? Okay, like, who is he? Is he an assassin? Is he part of the CIA? That's never fucking explained. And what is so special about her? All she did was solve a maze that you find on the back of a fucking Denny's menu. Like, that's not impressive enough to me. You go, do you want some ice cream and be a fucking assassin? And why these 4 boys? And why are the 4 boys like dressing in tuxedos hunting down girls? Like, that's not explained either. That really bothered me. Another thing is like the gross love thing between him and his mom, that's really awful too, because like his worst fear is her leaving him, and they like kiss each other, which is gross. But but like it's a date night movie. I would think that this is a fun date night film. It's got that kind of corny love story between the bad guy and the good guy. Just at the end of it, you're just going to be left with, what the fuck did I just watch? Why is this so fucking weird? But other than that, I mean, I thought that the acting was cool, the story was cool, the fight scenes were cool, the fucking kill scenes were amazing. The car that the 4 boys had was really cool. They had a lot of cool elements to it. Just it left a lot of fucking doors open and unanswered questions that should have just been answered from the start. So that was my only issue with it. If you guys have never seen this, you can check it out for free on Peacock Plateau TV, and I believe it's also streaming on Tubi. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. I post every Saturday. I'm also going to be doing more horror shorts. I'm going to do more of those. I got some new subscribers. 307. We are playing a subscriber giveaway. Well, I shouldn't even mention that now, because by the time this goes out, it's already going to be over. So anyway, forget I said that. So you already know who you won, but I don't right now. So anyway, like, comment, subscribe, stay horror. Have a great day. I hit my forehead I got drunk last night, and I fell down, and I tried to open my door, and it hit my forehead. Yeah, you should see the door though. So yeah, I'm an idiot. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe, stay horror. Have a great day. We'll see you next time. Later days.